Hey, Mark, you would not believe who slipped into my DMs recently on Instagram. It was none other than the Red Nose Club. I don't know what's going on with these guys.
The Red Nose Club.
Red Nose Club.
Okay, Alcoholics Anonymous is reaching into your DMs.
Oh man, they started with saying something like, "Jake, we love your comedy," and from there they had me, and
Okay.
they want to do an interview. They want to do like a quick interview. Now, at no time during this process do they like introduce themselves like, "Hey, I'm John and I'm with the Red Nose Club." It was just like talking to this anonymous site or whatever, this page. And their whole thing is to interview people while they're wearing red clown noses.
Okay, I kind of saw that coming. Can't.
That's the thing, man. So
okay. Wait, now, first off, how do you procure said red nose? Do they mail it to you, or
no,
are you on your own to get it?
I am on my own. There's a whole thing with that too. So I'm like,
this sounds like a scam, buddy. Does it cost $19.99 and you got to pay for shipping?
You're way more than this.
I'm ahead of you. Okay.
So we kind of go back and forth, and I was traveling at the time, and I was like, all right, well, I've got a half hour. Here's a time that works for me. And so then they asked, can you get a red clown nose before the show? Before the interview or whatever. And I said, I don't think I can. I'm traveling. Okay. Oh, don't worry about it. Okay. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how it works, whatever. So we show up. I show up to this thing, and it's this college kid who eventually I learned his name is John. He's recording. It feels like he's recording from his phone because he's like walking around. It's this weird angle. We're on Zoom, and I can see him, and he can see me, and it was so weird. And he's like, all right, we're about to start the interview. Where's your nose? I'm like, I don't have one, man. Oh, well, we can't do the interview then. Okay. You need to buy one. You can get it from Amazon. They're not that expensive. Do you want to set up another time, when you can get it and then come back? And so I'm like, I don't know what's going on. No one has even introduced themselves. No one has said anything.
So hold on a second. This guy, John, does he have any relationship to the person who is typing to you in the DMs?
He might have been. I don't know. He might have been.
But he never like when they set up. Okay, when they set up this Zoom call, was there a link? Was there a calendar invite?
There's a link. They sent me a link. They were good about that. They were good about like, hey,
but didn't mention any wardrobe requirements.
Did not mention it. Then I looked at their YouTube page. On their YouTube page, so there was a interview. There was an interview with the dean of the I think it was Pikes Peak Community College. So these are students at Pikes Peak Community College. I'm pretty sure. And there's an interview with the dean on their YouTube page. And the dean's a very professional man. He's got the red nose on, but he's answering questions like they're just super normal. The whole time, you can audibly hear the camera guy breathing. And I'm like, what is happening here? It's like so bad. It's good. I don't know if you're like that with movies, like The Room or other like Face Off or other movies that are like so bad that they end up being really interesting and really good. That's what this whole experience was like. So you're not going to, so I'm like talking to this kid. I'm like, yeah, I don't have a red nose. Can you tell me something about this thing? He's like, yeah, we don't think interviews are very interesting. So instead, I'm thinking, well, why are you going to do an interview show? And so instead we're going to, we saw this TED Talk, and on this TED Talk, this guy put on a red nose. We thought, hey, that's a good idea. We're just going to have everybody put a red nose on. I watched the TED Talk. He mentioned a TED Talk. I watched the TED Talk, and this guy, it was a TEDx talk, which is a big difference.
Sure.
And
I've given a TEDx talk. Pat me on the shoulder. On the back.
And so this guy talking about, hey, in business, don't take yourself too seriously. Business, don't, he's like, that's the theme, whatever. And then at the very end, he puts a red clown nose on and like, ta-da. He doesn't say conduct interviews with the subject wearing a red nose. What are you talking about, dude?
That's outrageous. So let me guess. Did you get the nose?
Absolutely, I got the nose.
Oh my goodness. You're such a sucker for any kind of attention. I love it.
It was so weird.
So wait. Okay, so I have questions about this.
Yes.
Can you buy just a single nose, or did you get scammed into buying like a 5-pack of noses?
Dude, yes. You can buy a single nose. So this is how they get you. A single nose on Amazon was like $5.99.
Right.
And a pack of 16.
Oh my goodness, 16? You're kidding me? This is better than I expected.
A pack of 16 is $7.99. I'm like, I would be a fool not to get $4. I'll get 15 more red noses. So I got
the movie theater pricing.
Yeah,
red noses.
I got the 16 pack.
Unbelievable. And so now what are you going to do with the other 15?
Oh my goodness. I mean,
you're going to start wearing them on stage?
Maybe that's the plan. I think it would be kind of fun. I honestly, there's one thing I kind of want to do with the red noses, which is have me, my wife, and my 2 dogs all wear the red nose in a picture. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Okay. A little Christmas card fodder kind of thing.
Little like silly, thing. Anyway, so I got the red nose, and then
let's be clear.
I got the red noses. I got the 16. I picked my favorite one, and I put it on for the interview. And this interview, as you can imagine,
is this thing available online?
So far, I haven't seen anything.
Okay, all right. We will definitely, at some point, we will watch it on the Patreon, I'm guessing, and deconstruct.
Because what happened was, oh my goodness, he just read out these questions and did not listen at all to the answer. No follow-up, no engagement, just like, okay, why'd you get into comedy? And I'm wearing a red nose, by the way. So why'd you get into comedy? My answer was the money, which is obviously a joke.
Right.
Any comedian knows.
Yeah.
Way over his head. Did not get it. And so he just kind of read through the other questions. I thought it would take about 15, 20 minutes. It took like 6. I mean, it was real cut and dry over. And afterwards, he sends me, or the page sends me this request. Hey, can you take a couple of pictures wearing the red nose, one kind of a normal picture and one kind of a silly picture, and then can you, while wearing the red nose, recommend another comedian to do the interview? And I have not replied.
Okay. All right. I was getting nervous. You were going to recommend me. Please, no. Unless you send me 12 red noses, I'm not interested.
I told my wife that they want a picture of me with the red nose.
Let me ask you something else. How many Instagram followers does this account have?
Maybe 100.
Buddy, what are you doing? Oh my goodness. Oh. I mean, I get like charity. He's a student.
Yeah.
It's a kindness.
Yeah.
But holy cow.
They got me with, and I understand it. I got suckered. I understand it all. But they got me with how bad it was. If it was just like a little bit better.
Yeah.
If like the YouTube channel didn't have the guy audibly breathing.
The amazing upside here is, what if this is a Daily Show bit? And you go viral and get like 20 million views as part of something. I mean, hopefully you don't look like a jackass.
Yeah. There's absolutely no way this is a Daily Show.
Okay.
I'm sure it does make you think about like Borat, where
Yeah, sure.
he's so, and then he's in character the whole time, and he's like, yeah, no, this is going to be a big movie, and you sign the release, and people are like, yeah, I'll sign this release. This is such a bizarre, terrible. The people that are in the movie, are like, yeah, I shot a documentary with some weirdo, but
Yeah.
it's not going to amount to anything. And then you can see why people would get away with that, because it's like it was so weird and bad and interesting. And
Yeah.
I mean, I kept thinking like, okay, they're students, they're trying, they're probably
What
19 years old.
university or college, or
It was a
more likely community college where
Yeah, it
they
was
at?
community college. It was Pikes Peak Community College.
Oh, it was Pikes Peak
Yeah,
Community College. Unbelievable.
it was a community.
Colorado Springs.
Yeah, and the
Oh
weird
boy.
thing is they messaged me while I was literally in Colorado, which I don't live in Colorado. I'm not in Colorado that often, and
Yeah.
I had 2 shows in Colorado Springs. I'm like, oh, we'll come out to the shows.
Yeah.
Like,
You
come
should
through.
ask some other people on that event if they
Yeah.
got contacted as well, because
Well,
maybe they just went through the list.
I went through, and one of the guys in the photos, so on their Instagram page, they have 5, 6 photos or whatever of
Yeah.
just people wearing the red nose. And one of them was a comedian who was on the show. Now, I hadn't met yet,
Okay.
but was on the show. So
Hmm.
it was a
Well,
weird one. It was a
all
weird.
right. Well, maybe we'll dig into that a little bit more in the Patreon.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask you about that other comedian, and we'll see if there's anything more.
Yeah.
So, how's that? Let me ask you something real quick. Can you hear a refrigerator humming?
I cannot. Am I
Okay,
supposed
good. It's like 6 inches from my ear. It's driving me crazy, and I'm just hoping the listeners.
Yeah.
It's very, like you were talking about the cameraman breathing. I'm telling you, these podcasts, if the audio isn't good, people hate it.
Yeah.
I myself included. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of long drives this week. We'll talk about them. And you gotta just get through this content, and it's hard if the audio isn't great. Which, reminder, Big Jacobus, did you know that our Patreons now come in audio only? You can listen to them in your podcast player. Just $5 a month. $5 a month. We got a huge back catalog. We're talking about money. We're talking about dishing dirt on comedians, on venues. Get in there, everybody. Patreon.com/Mark and Jake.
Yeah.
Let's see. What should we talk about? I went to the Broncos game.
Wow. Did you stay?
I stayed.
Oh,
Unbelievable, Jake. I haven't been to a game in like 7 years. I paid so much money for my ticket. It was outrageous.
yeah.
And boy, was I regretting that midway through the 4th quarter.
Absolutely.
The Broncos, if you're not familiar, the Broncos were getting stomped by the New York Football Giants. They put up an astonishing 0 points against the New York Football Giants in 51 minutes, 52 minutes, something like that, out of a 60-minute game. It was atrocious. They're down by 3 scores, 6 minutes to go. People are fleeing the stadium.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then they get an interception.
They put up, they score a touchdown, and then they immediately give one back up.
Yeah. Well, you kind of stepped on my.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So they're down 3 scores. They get the interception. As Jake just revealed, they get the lead. Amazingly, they score 3 times, and then they immediately lose the lead with under a minute, roughly a minute to go, and people are upset. But I'm like diehard. I think they're going to win. I just feel it. It feels like they're going to win. And sure enough, they march down the field and kick a field goal as time expires. And very exciting game. Very fun.
Very exciting game.
I make fun of the Broncos on stage almost every night. Yeah. And I've recently been apologizing to Broncos Nation. After that, I still tell the joke. And then I shill my Never Say Die tour poster.
Yeah.
Which it is, look at this. We can see it on the YouTube. If you're watching the YouTube, look at that.
Wow.
All the posters are in the car. So I didn't want to, I was too lazy to walk to get a physical poster to show later. So I was like, oh, I'll just upload a digital one. Anyways, I'm on the Never Say Die tour right now. I got up to, I think the last time we talked, I had every night of 18 nights except for a Sunday and a Tuesday. and I booked the Sunday, which is going to be sweet. It's actually tomorrow night. Will be the night before, or 8 days before this gets published. But it's in Bremerton, Washington, which is like Bainbridge Island. It's like an adjacent island, one of these fancy islands off of Seattle, and it looks amazing. It's a great. I'm excited about it. I'm headlining. Do you know who Allison Rose is?
Yeah.
She was a Denver comic for a long time. She's featuring, I think.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she's on the line. I mean, it could be a different Allison Rose, but I doubt it. It's probably the same one. She must live out in the Pacific Northwest now.
I thought she moved to New York City because she came through Louisville, and I said hi. Yeah.
Well, I guess she could be on tour too. That's possible. But then the other open night was Tuesday night, and I had a lot of comics telling me, you need to take a night off. Take a night off. You're on the road for 18 nights. Take a night off. And just today, I'm thinking, I did an hour last night at a club. I'm doing an hour tonight. It's like 9:30 in the morning in my hotel room, and I'm already kind of bored.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need a day off for?
Yeah.
This is like, I work like 3 to 60 minutes a day.
Yeah.
I don't need a night off. So anyway, long story short, I did fill that Tuesday. I will be at, I don't know the name of it, but some nursing home in Seattle. Pretty good pay. One of the highest paying gigs I have the entire run. 3 p.m. We're doing half an hour.
How'd you get that gig?
That's a good question. So I do nursing home gigs kind of regularly. And at Mountain Fresh Comedy Festival, it was a networking thing at the most recent Mountain Fresh Comedy Festival. There was a very funny comedian, Min Lin, on the festival, and Min lives in Seattle, and we were just talking, and somehow nursing home shows came up. And then the next time I talked to her, it was like a day later, I had this idea. I was like, hey, could you introduce me to one of your nursing home clients so that I can try and fill really any date? I'm in Seattle for like 5 days, and I have shows every night, but I can do shows during the day at these nursing homes. It's a good way to pad your income. And she introduced me to 2, very nice, gave me a great, very warm introduction. I got this like PDF flyer of me performing at all these old senior centers, whatever you want to call them. And so I sent it to both venues. Only one got back to me, and they offered me Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And I figured if I put it Tuesday, not only do I not have anything else, so it's less stressful, but I can actually say that I'm doing shows all 18 days of run. And so I'm excited about it. It's Pumpkin Day, so you get to dress like a pumpkin. So I brought a special orange jacket and an orange hat that I will wear when I do 30 minutes for X dollars, which I will reveal on the Patreon. How many dollars I'm getting. It's a good number. It's pretty good. Pretty happy about it. And there was some negotiation involved, so I'll go into that as well.
That's exciting. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun. I'm with you, man. I mean, if I'm doing a normal weekend in a city I don't live, and I'm at a hotel, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, man, Friday is so boring. Saturday during the day is so like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Like all night is booked up. You get to the show, you do a couple shows, but it's like I was in Fort Wayne recently. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to do in Fort Wayne. I've got so much time to kill. So
there's a good ice cream shop in Fort Wayne. I don't know if it's still open, but the other thing is like it's not like if you're at home, taking a night off is fun.
Yes.
You got friends, you got family, you got projects to do. I'm sleeping in my car a lot of this run. I don't need extra time hanging out in my car.
The thing I miss a lot of things about my house, and people and dogs and whatever, but also I got a nice chair. I just got a chair that I like.
You're an old man.
I have a day off. I got my chair. I'm good. But if I have a day off in a different city and it's all hotel furniture or like sit on the bed, I'm over it.
Yeah. Did you see Good Fortune, the movie?
I did. Actually saw it last night.
Let's talk about it on a Patreon, everybody, because I don't want to spoil. I'm very sensitive to spoilers, but we will talk about Good Fortune on the Patreon. which you can get at Mark and Jake or patreon.com/Mark and Jake. So I'm on this tour. I started the tour. I drove to Salt Lake City, easy drive. Let's see, is there anything interesting about well, at one point on this trip already, I drove right by a senior center. It was like a few blocks from the venue I was at. I was like, man, I blew it. What I really need to do, I need an assistant or something. There's not enough hours in a day, but if I had time, I would cold call every senior center within a half-hour drive of where I'm performing and try and set one up. You know, why not? Every single afternoon. I mean, they pay well. They're not fun, but
you bring a little joy to people, and you know, I mean,
I usually end up meeting somebody pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is it. That would be an interesting. I've never heard of anybody doing that. That would be a very interesting tour where at night you're doing, you know, bar shows and comedy clubs, and in the afternoon you're doing, you know, senior living.
Yeah, well, I did a run a year or two ago through Nebraska and Iowa with a comedian out of San Diego who now lives in Salt Lake City. Shout out to Short Jake, different Jake, Short Jake, Big Jake. We got all kinds of Jakes in the comedy world. Short Jake, super funny. And I had just booked my first senior center, and we were talking about setting up another run. And the whole idea was to anchor it around senior centers because they pay enough to get a hotel room, et cetera. And then you find the, you know, the bar show, whatever afterwards. But I think that's a good strategy. We might have just figured out how to make it, Jake.
Would that would be an interesting way to, like, man,
episode 13, we figured it out already.
This guy made it. Why? Because he has cornered the senior living market.
You know, what's interesting about this to me is when I do these shows, I usually bring my own equipment. Because they're not set up like a comedy club. So I have a Bose S1 Plus, which is pretty compact, but it can really fill a room. And I have a pole, which is pretty bulky, but it gets the Bose up in the sky. And then I have an XLR cable and a mic. So it's really 4 pieces of equipment. It's not a ton of stuff, but I am out on the road for 3 weeks, sleeping in my car. Space is at a premium. But I did have to bring all 4 pieces of equipment.
With me. That's interesting because you've got the pole. I have. I mean, it's probably. I think it's right there in the background. I've got my, you know, PA system, but I don't have a pole. Should I get a pole?
You should absolutely get a pole. I'll send you the link. I'm sure the bottom of your speaker has a cutout.
Yeah, it does.
That the pole goes into. There's 2 different sizes. It's like 3/4 and 5/8 millimeters or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll send you the link to the pole I have. It's great. And it's light. The only problem is it doesn't compress horizontally. So it's like 4 feet tall even when it's folded up, which is kind of obnoxious. But it makes a big difference. The thing is 50% of the time there's like a table you can set the PA on. So, but it's really for the other 50%, and it looks more professional. It looks good if you're taking any photos, and it is better. It should be 6 to 8 feet in the air, as opposed to like 3 feet on a table, or even worse if it's on the ground. But anyways, I brought all the equipment, and then as it turned out, we'll get to this in a minute, but I did a theater in Twin Falls, Idaho, and the comedian who was going to bring the PA equipment fell out. And so the showrunner asked me if I could bring equipment. I was like, yeah, I can. I'm kind of already planning on it. So I got the double dip on that equipment.
I had that happened super recently. It was a guy out of Nashville says, "Hey, do you have a PA system?" And I say, "Yeah." Can you bring it? You know, on December 20th is the show date. And I say, "Yeah, sure." I always like going to Nashville. We talked about this last time, I think. So I'm very interested in going to Nashville as much as possible.
Okay.
And he did this thing. I'm sure you've had this, like, oh, how much would it take you to get? How much would it cost to get you to come down here? Like, how much would it be worth it for you? How much would it be worth it for you? And I answered 3 different times in a not giving a number away.
Right, of course. That's such an interesting question. Tell me more about your budget.
Yes. Yeah. I did something like that. I did something like, hey, I mean, he's an insider. He knows comedy bookings. He's booked me before, and so I think the last time he booked me, it was for $75 to do like 10 minutes, but
That's pretty good, actually.
yeah, something like that.
That's decent pay.
And so I told, so I said, hey, here are some shows that I'm doing in Nashville recently, and here's the pay with them. So I gave him all of the details, which I can give the details in the Patreon.
Okay.
But
But we're gonna have a busy Patreon. I got to start writing down all these things we're going to talk about. Okay.
Yeah. But it's one of those things where it's like, how much, like, dude, if I'm not booked, I want to go to Nashville. If I've got some, what do we call it? Like some really good corporate
Anchor gig?
What?
Anchor gig?
Yeah. That's a really good gig, or for the whole weekend sold or whatever. Which I don't think. I mean, at the moment, I don't think that's really going to happen because it's clubs don't book this quickly. Like if you put
this close in.
This close in, yeah. So like, I don't think that weekend is going to get completely sold. And so I'm always.
It is. I mean, look, we were talking about December 20th, right? That is holiday party season. I feel like you could get something a week in advance. That's like a grand.
That one you might be able to, but he got me with Nashville.
Okay. All right.
So yeah. The other dates in December are really. I've gotten a lot of inquiries for. Haven't gotten a whole lot of bookings for them, but December 6th, December 5th, December 13th, December 12th. I mean, like, there's certain dates where it's going to be so much stuff.
Yeah. I forgot one piece of equipment that I think I've talked to some comedians that have been watching this podcast or listening to this podcast. And so we are kind of tailoring content for comics that are trying to make it. The general public is more than welcome to laugh with us as well. But for any comics out there that are bringing equipment on the road, the fifth piece of equipment that I bring is an MP3 player. So like I play music before and after the show, and it plugs right into the speaker. It's small. It's like iPod size, or smaller than an iPod Nano sized.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm on the road. I drove to Salt Lake City. This is another thing we're going to talk about in the Patreon, because I don't want to talk about it here, which can give you an idea of a hint. If you're listening to the Patreon, you can guess why I wouldn't want to talk about it here. But I did a show in Salt Lake City on Wednesday night, and then Thursday night I did Twin Falls, Idaho. Would love to talk about that right now. Here's the thing: like, when we're on these podcasts, I can tell a sanitized version of any show that makes me look good.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's as fun as hearing about some of the failures that are happening out there. Yeah. So here I am. I'm going to open up to everybody. Nice. I did a theater in Twin Falls, Idaho. On the headline, sounds great, right?
Love it.
I think there were 11 people at the show. 11 people showed up.
Yep.
And honestly, only 9 were coming, but there was this is like a small art house movie theater. It's a duplex. That's not right. 2-screen movie theater. And they got like a 40-seater and 80-seater. We're in the 40-seater, which you can imagine 11 in a 40-seater is not a recipe for success at a comedy show.
Yep.
And I got there pretty early, set up my equipment because I was bringing the PA stuff, and got a tour from the owner. This is a Lamp House Theater in Twin Falls, Idaho. By the way, Twin Falls, Idaho, gorgeous. Not to throw shade on other places in Idaho I've been, but I've been to some not great places in Idaho. Twin Falls, you drive into Twin Falls on this crazy bridge, and it's like you're going over the Grand Canyon. And there's this thing called the Snake River, and a beautiful golf course. It's absolutely stunning. I went for a hike in Centennial Park. It was the best. It was so pretty, a great place. Anyways, Lamp House Theater, really cute, small indie theater, does first run movies. They're showing Good Fortune right now, and Roof Man, and about to turn over to Springsteen. and really nice owner. Everything's great about it. And then I leave for dinner with the show producer, and then I come back and there's like 40 white guys, a couple women, and it's the like No Kings March planning, post-event planning committee. They're called Indivisible or Divided, or I don't know what they were. But anyways, they're there. They're having a session in the like lobby area. They got a PowerPoint thing going on. Good energy, you know, positive. They're trying to affect change. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. They're trying to make things better, which I feel is probably better than apathy at this point. And so I asked the owner, I say, hey, do you think I could sneak up on stage there at the end of this and try and get some people into the comedy show? And the owner was like, yeah, absolutely. And it's one of these situations where my poster is I actually texted you.
Yes.
My poster above a urinal.
Yep.
It was everywhere, man. It was on little placards on the tables. It was outside in a window. It was, you know, as you exited the theaters, it was in the hallway of both theaters. So they did a really good job. They were really trying. We were even on the marquee, said comedy show, 8 p.m. So anyways, I get up on stage at the end of this thing and I'm like, I can't wait to get back to Denver and tell everybody that I got to talk to a political group of 30 white people in Idaho, planning a rally that was not racist.
Yeah.
So they all laughed. They thought that was great, and two of them bought tickets and came to the show, which was great. And so anyways, 11 people, man, that's hard. And both the openers went short, so I ended up doing 65 minutes.
Yeah,
and it was pretty fun, actually. I mean, there's no way to get momentum in a situation like that. And it was also one of these things where I couldn't see I could see zero of the people.
wow.
The way the lighting was, you could see the front 2 rows. They're like maybe 8 rows. Everybody was in the 3rd row or back. So I can't see anybody. And there's also a light going directly into my eyeballs. It's like I'm just the right height that it's going right into my eyeballs. And it's like I can't, I'm trying to look at notes every once in a while on a stool and I can't read the notes because my eyes are like blinded by this light. I think I'm also getting older. That's impacting my vision. So anyways, we have a good show. And after the show, I sell $95 in merch.
What?
Yeah, to 11 people.
11
Pretty
people.
solid. Pretty solid. Signed autographs, some posters for people, sold some books. I have 3 books left. And I'm challenging myself. I don't know if I'll hold to this, but when I sell those, I'm not ordering any more until I write the next book.
Oh, wow.
I make so much money selling these books, and I'm not excited about, I feel like it's not a great product. I don't want to say that because I feel like people will listen to this and they'll be like, oh, but I bought the book, and I don't want to disappoint people, but I can do better than that book.
Okay. I mean, that's an interesting way to say it. I can do better than that book because I've read the book and it's fun. It's interesting. It's a journey.
Oh, that's helpful. I like to hear it. Thank you. Yeah, I needed that.
No, it's a journey. I didn't feel like it was poorly written or I think the interesting thing, the things that are sticking out of my mind are the content of it. And the content was interesting and you know, there are the little stories and things that happen in there that are fun. And every once in a while, since I started in Denver, you know, you name drop some Denver icons. You're like, oh, okay, I remember this. So that is pretty interesting from my perspective. But yeah, I don't think it was.
Okay. Well, the book is called Not Good Yet, everybody. It's available where you can buy Red Noses online. And but I much prefer you buy it from me. If you go to notgoodyet.com, I think there's a way to contact me, but go to markmasters.co, send me a note, and I'll mail it to you for about the price. I'll personalize it, include a sticker, and mail it to you for about what you'd pay for it at a big retailer. And I make so much more money. Like instead of $1, I'll get 80% of the money. So anyways, I do the show for 11 people, sell the $95 worth of merch. You know, as you can imagine, the economics aren't great when there are only 11 tickets sold. And went on my way. Cool theater, but definitely, you know, kind of a bummer to drive all that. I mean, it's basically 10 hours, no, farther, 13 hours from Denver.
Wow.
So that's a heck of a drive, but you know, it's part of this longer tour. So I guess I had to do it.
Yeah.
Then after Twin Falls, I went to last night. I'm in Richland, Washington right now. Everybody can tell I'm not at home. I mean, there's like a coffee bar behind me.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you in a hotel?
I'm in a hotel. How'd you guess?
Oh my goodness. You sprung for a hotel. That's exciting.
No, the club paid for the hotel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I see where you're headed with this. Yeah. I get 2 nights in a hotel. Let me tell you, yesterday's shower, not in a Planet Fitness, pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Pretty nice to take a nice relaxed shower and a nap before the show yesterday. I was pretty happy about it. Although when I got to this hotel, it's like a I don't know how to describe it, but there's got to be at least 100, 200 rooms in this place. And there were like 4 cars in the parking lot. And when I checked in, they told me that check-in's at 3:00. I got there at 2:30. They told me that they were sold out because I was trying to move my room. And I'm like, there's only 4 cars outside. And they were like, yeah, check-in's at 3. And sure enough, when I got back after the show, 200 cars in the parking lot. Incredible. There's some big race today. But a bunch of runners in Halloween costumes at the breakfast today. It was a madhouse. But last night, man, were they loud. Oh, it was awful. I'd rather sleep. I mean, honestly, I got a better night's sleep in my car the night before than I did last night at the hotel.
Yeah.
Everybody was partying at the pool, and my room's right overlooking the pool, so kind of brutal. But anyways, drove all the way to Richland. Not too many. I don't think anything super interesting has happened on the drive to note, but I had some bad hibachi somewhere in Wyoming, like Rock Springs, Wyoming, not known for sushi and Asian fare.
Yeah.
So probably on me, my bad. And did the show last night, Joker's Comedy Club. I'm back there tonight, but that won't help people by the time this comes out. Should be fun. Yeah. What else? What's going on with you?
Yeah, man. I had 2 shows recently, not back to back. It was a Thursday and a Saturday, but in the same weekend.
Okay.
That were about as different as you could get. I mean, just night and day, and in every regard. So the first show was at Georgetown College, which is in Kentucky.
Is that you or me?
No, that's my wife. She just got the fire alarm.
Unbelievable.
She's so.
We're turning into an ASMR podcast now, everybody.
Go. All right, it wasn't a big deal.
There we go.
Anyway, so Georgetown College is a Christian college.
Okay.
For years and years, it was associated with Southern Baptist Convention. It's not anymore, but it's kind of close to Southern Baptist. So that's the kind of place that the first one was.
What does that mean? I don't know what Southern
Baptist.
Is that like a flavor of like a denomination?
Yeah, it's a denomination. So I mean,
like
denomination
knock people over and say demons out. Is it more like
denomination? Sometimes it's a bad rap, but denomination just means like who you're hanging out with. You know, what kind.
But on the spectrum, where's Southern Baptist? Is Southern Baptist more like they're singing more? Like what distinguishes a Southern Baptist from a Congregationalist or whatever?
Well, I mean, Southern Baptist is the largest evangelical denomination by a long shot. I mean, it's a big mover and shaker in the space.
Okay. And evangelical means we raise money on TV.
No, even
no.
So yeah. I mean, we can go into the weeds, man. I know.
Let's hear it. Let's quickly, because I want to know what is it. When you say evangelical to describe that, you're using a word that I also don't know. To describe the word I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Jesus. We'll start there. No. So basically, Christianity is split between Protestants and Catholics.
Okay.
Right? And so evangelicals are Protestant 100%. They are not Catholic, have no allegiance to anything, popes or saints or anything like that.
Okay.
We're not mad at them.
Are all Protestants evangelicals and all
No.
evangelicals Protestant? No.
No.
Okay. They're a subset of
Within
Protestants.
the subset of Protestants, there are some mainline, that's what they're called, mainline denominations. These would be like Methodists or Presbyterian or Unitarian or something like these. These are kind of the old, cool looking buildings. And that would be Protestant, but not evangelical. Evangelical, the mark of the evangelical is
if your pastor owns a Gulfstream, you're
it's probably the opposite of that. Or the evangelical would be personal responsibility and believing in like a personal faith and things like that. Just really what you consider when people think about Christians, they're usually thinking about evangelicals because the mainline denomination is not very big. It's called mainline. But it has been dying and they have been switching on a lot of terms. So like a lot of the mainline denominations are have taken stances on social issues that the evangelicals would disagree with.
But correct me, am I wrong to say that like whoever that pastor from the 80s, 1-800 Christian or whatever, he's buying like a jet, raising money on TV in an infomercial. They describe those people as evangelicals.
So the word that you're thinking of is televangelist.
And it's got a lot of the same letters.
A lot of the same letters. So it's an evangelist that's on television.
All right.
So that's not.
I totally blew that one. All right.
Yeah. Fair. Like if you Googled like church and you looked at all of the churches within like wherever you are, almost all of them are evangelical.
And I'm just realizing now that angel is in the middle of both those words. Is that intentional? It's
so the term evangelical comes from the idea of good news, and an angel is a bringer of news.
Yes, they hark. They hark with the good news.
So it's a whole thing. So Southern Baptists are pretty normal Christians. I mean, they're not like weird. I don't think they're on the weird side. I don't think they're not on the liberal side of things either. But they believe that what the Bible says. That's the thing. It's in the Bible. They believe it. If they don't, if that's about it. And so this college had Southern Baptist roots, and so it's a fairly strict. I went to a school. My undergrad was at a school that would be a lot stricter than this school, but in the same vein. And so there were rules that you would like. You would blow your mind that I had to follow when I was in college. Like obviously, men's and women's dorms were in separate buildings. Women could never come in the men's dorms. Men could never come in the women's dorms. But also things like you weren't allowed to watch rated R movies. You weren't allowed to be at events that had alcohol being consumed, whether or not you were drinking. There's all of these crazy rules. And we went to chapel 3 times a week. So anyway, that kind of college. Not quite that extent, but I went to I did a show there and on a Thursday, and the guy who booked it was the music guy, the music professor or whatever. And he's like, hey, before we're going to introduce you, before you come up, we're going to do a couple of songs. They're going to be real jazzy. They're going to have a lot of energy to them. I'm like, okay, I'm for it. And so they do 3 songs, and then it's me. So my opening act is 3 songs by this little band. In the band are his wife, his daughter, and his 2 sons, and then his buddy, who's also a professor. And this is everybody stand up. There's words on the back of the screen, sing along, praise and worship style songs. I was like, oh, I thought you guys were going to play like Journey or something. I did not realize you were going to do literal praise and worship songs like you would do in a regular church on Sunday morning. 3 of the songs. with the words in the back of the screens. You know, that's what we do nowadays. We don't have hymnals usually. We usually have the words in the back. And, you know, it just do that. And
That
then
was like your walk-up music.
that was my like 15-minute walk-up music.
Unreal.
So I get on stage. The place is pretty spread out. There's a lot of kids there, but they're not sitting super close. And I realized pretty early, I don't know if you've ever gotten in this situation where material is going to go okay, but crowd work is going to crush.
Yeah.
And so then you're like, I got to do as much crowd work as I can. And so I'm throwing in material. You know, I do 5 minutes of straight material, and it goes okay. And then I'm like, let's do a little bit of this, and then that just brings the whole night together. And at the end of it, they were very happy with it. And the provost was there in the audience, and he's like, hey, we really like that you kind of brought people together. We were for this, we're for that. You know, they were very happy.
Yeah.
They also paid very well.
Yeah. Excellent.
Then Saturday, 2 days later, I went to the comedy club, Summit City Comedy Club, for the late show.
Okay.
Supposed to start at 9:45, ended up starting at 10:15.
Okay.
And it was the drunk show.
Yeah, of course. Let me guess. No worship music.
There was no worship music, even though I specifically requested it. There was no worship music before the show. And I was very fascinated about this drunk show because I've never been to one. I don't know what they would look like. I don't even know how they behave. And the way that it works, it's really just a showcase. It's just a way to sell tickets. It's a way to like, hey, we've got a theme to the show. I was the host, and so I did 10 minutes at the top. And then each of the comedians, they did about 10 minutes. They had a couple of them different times. They do about 10 minutes. I come back up. I do 10 more. And then those 5 comedians, they do 5 more minutes.
Okay.
And then the show's over. Right? That's how it's supposed to work. And in between their first and their second set, they're supposed to get drunk. And they have shots on the stage. So the idea is they finish their set, they take a shot, they go in the back, they get a whole bunch more.
Yeah.
Now, the club does not care if they actually get drunk.
Okay.
They're not going to test them. Hey, make sure you get a whole lot of drinking in.
Right.
You can fake it.
Sure.
You can take one shot and then that's it. Or you can take a shot of water. I mean, it looks like water. It's in a little glass. Right. Or you can just not do any of it and just do 2 sets. That's not what this crew did. So no. I mean,
that's not the spirit of it. We've talked about this in past episodes. You're not a fan of concept shows. This is another concept show.
Yes, it's a concept show.
Yeah.
But so do you think alcohol made them better performers?
No, way worse.
Oh my goodness.
It's funny still. It's funny to see the change, and it's interesting to the audience. Like that's the whole thing about a concept show is that it's supposed to be unique and original. It's not exactly stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess, I mean, then I'm just not, I'm not into it. So I thought it was like very interesting.
Sure.
And I was talking to like the security guy, and he was like, on this particular show, we had a lot of locals who had who basically they had a right. They had a carpool, or whatever. Okay. They didn't drive themselves. And so they went for it. And he's like, usually we have out of town guys like me who I have to, as soon as the show's over, I have to get in the car and drive 4 hours.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't drink anyway, but even if I did, I wasn't going to.
Right.
And he's like, we need more out of towners or something. It just doesn't go well.
Yeah. They had a concept, like, did you ever do or hear of Amuse Booze in Denver? It's no longer, it moved to Wide Right, which was a bar that supported comedy quite a bit. Shout out to Wide Right, but it's out of business now. Yeah. And I think Anthony Crawford helped host this show, maybe. But the idea was that it was like what you're describing. With a mixologist twist. Like they were very proud of, like you would come and say, my favorite drink is rum and Coke or daiquiri or whatever. And then they would serve you drinks throughout the show that were like very fancy. Like they'd give you a rum and coke that had like whipped egg whites in it or whatever, you know, it'd have pruned mint or, you know, something fancy about it. They'd talk about what was in the cocktail, and then you drink it, and over time you'd get drunker and drunker. But I think I only saw one of those shows. The thing is, like, a lot of comedians who've been doing comedy more than 10 years, they can do their set in their sleep. They can also do their set wasted. You know, it's not, you can tell they're slurring, but they're still kind of delivering 80% of the same material. It would obviously be very difficult for a newer comedian to come anywhere close to being good if they're hammered. But if you know your material, you know, it's just like when that light was in my eye, like there's something about bright lights that like impacts your brain function, but I can still do my material just because I have it. It's so memorized that, anyways, I got a question for you. I'm doing a club, and the headliner is bringing me in for what they call a 15-minute spot. I would call it a guest spot, I guess, but 15 minutes is kind of long. So I didn't know if I was hosting or featuring or what was going on. It's at a big chain of clubs.
Nice.
And they sent me an email, just forwarded from the club. And the club, you know, club is very organized. This is when the doors open. This is when we need the artist to check in. This is who's on the lineup. This is, you know, blah, blah, blah. It is the address, you know, et cetera. And I'm not in the lineup. In the lineup in the email, there's headliner, host, feature.
Yeah.
And I'm doing 15 minutes, supposedly.
Yeah.
So I wrote the headliner back, and I just said, I'm really excited to be there. There's also stuff about recording. So I wrote back, I said, hey, if you need help recording anything, I have all the equipment. I can show up early. I can set it up. Just let me know. Also, just confirming, I'm doing 15 minutes. They wrote back and said, I have you down for 15 minutes. What would you expect is going to happen in a situation? I feel like there's a 50-50 shot I get there, and they're like, no, we have no stage time for you. Who are you? We're very organized. We sent out the host, the feature, the headliner. Yeah. Like, where are they going to pull 15 minutes from?
What I think is that's probably a copy and paste, and that's where the starting point is, and it's not like that at all. And when they get there, I've had this many times where I'm in the back. I'm the feature. I'm expecting to do 25 minutes or whatever, and the headliner's like, hey, tonight can you do 20, or tonight can you do 30, or whatever it is. Sure. And this has happened many times for me, where the guy who's running the light, the sound booth guy, whatever, he'll come in and he'll basically look at the headliner like, hey, what are the times? He has that same information, but he's just going to like confirm it, and is like, okay, well, we're going to do 10, 15, and 20.
Okay.
And
all right.
And then I'm going to do 45. That's really, I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay. All right. I'll report back. We'll see what happens. I'm a little nervous about it, but we'll see. What else?
It is weird. That's a long guest set. Like, why would they have you do that? I mean, from their perspective.
My only other theory, this is really better for the Patreon.
Yeah.
But it's possible that the headliner is contracted to do, let's say, X minutes, but doesn't want to do, for any variety of reasons, X minutes, and is taking 15 minutes of their time and giving it to me so that they do less time, which I don't want to spell it out, but I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So
there was a one-liner guy who came through Louisville, and he gave out so much guest spots. Yeah. And when he gets up, he's a very funny guy, and I like him. Very funny guy. But once you hear a one-liner guy for 10 minutes, you're like, I get it. Yeah. And you can
get tired of it.
You get tired of that. And it's very funny, very generous guy, but still. So yeah, it makes sense sometimes.
So here's something kind of cool. At this club I'm at tonight and did last night, they have a big digital billboard outside, and so like my face is on it, and it says Mark Masters, comedy tonight, whatever. And so I'm looking at the billboard last night, And right before my slide, they have a picture of like a F1 car racing, like arcade game kind of thing. And the label is virtual realty.
Realty.
Realty, not real. I think it's supposed to say reality. But that's like a real thing. Virtual real estate is a real thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I love a typo in a sign. I love a typo. It's the best. It makes me laugh. Virtual. So if you're in Richland, Washington, looking for some, I don't know, some drone footage of your house, your 2-bedroom ranch you're trying to sell,
There it is. It's some virtual reality.
check out the Comedy Club.
Yeah.
I got a movie homework assignment for you.
Okay.
Have you seen a movie called Deep Cover?
No.
You're gonna love it. It's on Amazon Prime. I know you got Amazon because of the red noses.
That's right.
We'll do it in a week on the Patreon. I haven't seen it in like a month or two, so I might be kind of useless in the conversation. But you can drive it. Check this out. Deep Cover. You're gonna like it. Don't research too much. Just watch it.
Yep.
And
Fun.
cool. I got this kind of fun story. I got recognized the other day.
Hey.
Downtown Denver. I'm down at Union Station. It's like the main train area. And I'm heading over to Comedy Works, and somebody like dressed up in business attire, like a briefcase, essentially, is like, "Hey, Georgetown Comedy Festival."
What?
And I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And this is like right after Mountain Fresh Comedy Festival. Like, must have been the Tuesday after. And he's like, and I got my earbuds in, so I don't hear him. So I stop what I'm playing and I say, "Hey, what's going on?" And he goes, "Georgetown Comedy." He's like confused. He doesn't know like the words to say, but he's like, "I've seen you on stage."
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, were you at the show on Saturday night in Georgetown?" He's like, I was. And I'm like, "Do you work near here?" He's like, "Yeah, I work at DeVita, right, or at an office right next to DeVita." And he was all excited, and I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, my name's Mark. That was a great show. You guys were a great audience." And he was like, "Thanks, man." And he walked off. He was so excited.
Yeah.
That rarely happens to me. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that getting very annoying. There's a news story about Stavros. I'm not even going to try and say his last name. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do.
And it's in the New York Times, and it's like in the beginning, the reporter's like, they're out walking together because Stavvy's trying to lose weight and he's on tour and he's walking every morning. And somebody says, "Hey, Stavvy," to Stavvy or Stavvy, however you say it. And so the reporter takes like copious notes. Guy's wearing a red T-shirt, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, within half an hour, I realized I don't need to take notes every time somebody says hello to Stavvy because it happens every single minute. Like he's very unique looking and he's way more famous than the reporter thought he was going to be. So I can see that being annoying.
Yeah.
Along those lines, I just went to North Carolina, and I have a favorite ice cream shop out there, Maple View Farm Ice Cream. I'm pretty sure that's right. Maple View Farm Ice Cream. Incredible ice cream shop. Great place. You can sit on the front stoop and in rocking chairs and eat your ice cream. And very famous Cooper Flagg, I think is his name. Basketball player, was at Duke, about a 10-minute to 15-minute drive away. So I asked the employees if Cooper Flagg had ever been in there because he was just there last year as a freshman at Duke, and now he's in the NBA. And they were like, "Who's Cooper Flagg?" But then the guy said, "But Jerry Seinfeld was here about a year ago." And then they started talking amongst each other, and they were like, "Yeah, I wouldn't have even recognized him really." And I was thinking about like, man, that must be really hard for him to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I bet he was like, wearing a hat and like incognito mode.
Yeah.
But kind of cool that Jerry Seinfeld is at that ice cream shop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun, man. Dude, I did a show this week.
Okay.
A couple days ago. So it's the Leo Weekly. So Leo Weekly is a local newspaper, and it's their best of everything. best of party, whatever. And so I was the best local comedian. And, you know, it's kind of, I mean, it's kind of a big deal. If you look around, there's restaurants will put that kind of front and center in their advertising, best local pizza place, best local, whatever.
Sure.
And so it's, you know, it's neat to perform.
It's definitely a big deal when Big Jake Hobus wins.
That's right, man. But it's neat to perform at this place, but this place.
Was it like a gala? It's like celebrating all the winners?
Yeah, it's celebrating the winners. It's this very, I think anybody's allowed to go to the party, but the tickets are very expensive.
Okay.
I mean.
Do you get paid for this?
I do not get paid.
Okay. This could be why you've won 4 years in a row, Jake. Are you hosting all of them?
You'll see why. I didn't host. No. I didn't host.
Oh, okay. Or performed at all of them?
It was at, I have performed at many of them. But there's, it starts at 6. It's one of these parties where, you know, doors open at 6, but the party starts at 8, 8:30. You know, one of those places. People are allowed in. Okay. And when you go in, and so people are kind of trickling in. You get drink tickets when you get there. There's all of the best restaurants that won are invited to give free food, basically. And so you get free food, but they're trying to advertise. That's the thing. There's a bunch of donuts there from the best donut shop or whatever. But it's this really cool, like, venue that is known for drag. And okay. That's what the venue is known for.
Okay.
And so it's really set up that way, whatever. And so doors open at 6. Jake gets on stage 6:30. So this is not, we're not in prime time here. We're in the prelims. We're in the undercard.
Yeah,
for sure. And so I get introduced. You know, I go out there, and the mic. I don't know if you've ever talked to a mic that's like on the edge of like feedback the whole time.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Very frustrating. And you know, it did fine, but you know, I'm doing 7 minutes and getting out of it. Right? Yeah. I get off stage, and one of the people were like, there's a couple that I didn't know come up to me like, hey, we saw that you were, because they kind of advertised me as being on this party thing. And they're like, hey, we saw that you're going to be there. We're very excited about it. I'm like, yeah, I just got done. So I just walked off stage. And that was the show. This is not a show that I don't think it's possible for comedy to do well in this environment.
Okay.
The things that people are milling, it's basically inside of a bar. They're not sitting down. They're not listening. You know, there's no way.
Yeah.
Unless you had, you would have to have bouncers and people. So it is what it is. You know, it's one of those you just get.
It's a paycheck, except the paycheck is blank.
The paycheck is blank. Yeah.
Yep. Incredible. All right, do you have anything else you want to share before we go into the Patreon?
No, we're good.
No. All right, so let's wrap it up. We're going to be, this is coming out on November 3rd, everybody. Monday, November 3rd. I will be here. We're going to put up the poster for me, markmasters.co, if you want to reach out and find all my tour dates and get stickers. On Monday, November 3rd, I'm in San Francisco, California. I'm doing 2 shows, Mirthquake and the cleverly named Hate and Laugh Sperry. Looking forward to that. Tuesday, November 4th, I'm in Oakland, California, Deadass Comedy. Wednesday, November 5th, I'm at a comedy club in Union Square called Cheaper Than Therapy Comedy Club. Fun room. Come check it out. Thursday, November 6th, I'm at Punchlines at Portal. There is going to be a very special guest. I'm going to tell you in the Patreon on that show. Come check that out. Thursday, November 6th. And then Friday, November 7th, I'm doing the Secret Show in San Francisco, California. That will sell out. Secret Show, San Francisco, Friday, November 7th. If you're in the San Francisco area, that's going to be the most fun show I do in the Bay Area based on reputation. It's incredible. I've heard definitely it's in the basement of a Chinese restaurant. It's going to be awesome. Come see that. And then Saturday, November 8th, I'm at National Lampoon's The Yellow Door, opening for Bryson Banks. Very funny military guy out of LA. So lots of dates. Come see me, markmasters.co. What do you got, Big Jake?
Well, that weekend I'm featuring at the Caravan here in Louisville. And then I've got some fun shows, including Oklahoma City on the 15th and Nashville on the 21st. So a lot of fun stuff. BigJakeComedy.com.
Okay. We'll see you over in the Patreon, everybody. Bye-bye.